Hey guys, it's Allison. So as you guys can see from the title, I am doing a 24-hour reading challenge. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm going to do one today because I am definitely in a reading slump. So we're going to try to get out of that by reading books and trying to work through this TBR list that I have because I am so behind at this point. So how I do it is I start the timer, and then whenever I go do something or whatever it is, I stop the timer and then I start it again when I keep reading. So we're just gonna see how long it takes for me to read these 24 hours or how many books I read in these 24 hours. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below any videos you want me to do next. Subscribe down below if you're new to my channel. Turn on post notifications to get an update every time I'm posting a video. And let's get started. So here's my bookshelf behind me, and I don't know what I want to read, but I'm kind of in the mood for a thriller, but then a summer vibe as well because summer is coming to a close soon and I gotta read my summer books before summer is done. But I think I'm gonna choose this book, which is Dark Corners by Megan Golden, and let's see how that goes for now, and I'll keep you guys updated obviously. And yeah, as I said before, we are going to start with this book. It's called Dark Corners by Megan Golden. It says she can't see what she fears the most. And we're going to check how many pages there is in this book. There is 341 pages in this. And this was the July book of the month that I picked up. So we're going to start the timer. And yeah, ready, set, go. Okay, so I read chapter 1 in 4 minutes. I was kind of confused on what was going on, but I think it's this girl who is traveling to a prison at the moment, and she's telling a story about this murder that had happened, I believe. Like, she's doing a podcast or something like that. So yeah, this is getting interesting. We are going to keep reading and see what is happening, so I'll probably update you guys when something crazy occurs. So what I'm grasping from the book so far is that the main character's name is Rachel, and she has a podcast called Guilty or Not Guilty, and she's been solving like crimes through this podcast. So she's been solving like unsolved mystery cases, and she's been helping inmates that were proven guilty but they were actually innocent. So she's currently at this prison because the FBI called her down, but she doesn't know the reason why. They just say to her, oh, I need to ask you a few questions. So she's kind of confused. So that's what's going on. I'm on chapter 3, and yeah, I am on chapter 8 currently, and I just wanted to tell you guys, or like give you guys an update. So basically it goes back and forth to like kind of like 3 timelines or whatever it is. So it's Rachel's timeline, Rachel's podcast timeline or something like that, or like whatever she's doing with that. And there's this guy named Thomas, I believe. I think that's his name. But yeah, I don't know who Thomas is, but he's kind of creepy. We don't know what's going on with him, but yeah. So you know how like authors write their book titles into their books? So we just hit one of them, or the only one that says the title. But so the FBI agent actually says this, and he says, always know what you're walking into. Dark corners can be danger points. So it's the next day, and as you guys saw from the last clip, I got up to 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I got up to page 201, chapter 44. So I'm rolling the ball. I am getting it done. This book is pretty good so far. It's like, I don't know, it's like so mysterious. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Hopefully I finish the book today. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. But yes. Let's keep reading after I eat, as you guys can hear that beeping. So I have finished reading Dark Corners, and that was a literal shocker. There were so many twists that I was like, what? I love how it had mystery, a little romance. The ending like was wrapped all together like nicely and stuff. So I give the book a 5-star read. I went on Goodreads and it's like a 3.5 stars. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading the reviews on like what people thought about it, but that's what I think. I give it a 5 stars. It was good. Let's see what's the next book I'm going to read. I read this book in 5 hours and 8 minutes. So we're on the 18-hour and 52 mark. So since I just finished Dark Corners and it was a mystery slash thriller, I have to pick a romance book, you know, to lighten the mood. And I have plenty of books on my shelf, don't get me wrong, but when I went to Target yesterday, I found another book and I'm going to read it in this video because I have not seen anyone talk about this book. And this is Grayson's Vow by Mia Sheridan. If you don't know who Mia Sheridan is, she's the author of Archer's Voice, and that is my #1 favorite book alongside Say You Swear. So I had to pick up this book, and as soon as I read the back, I was like, yes, I am going to read this. So I'm going to read you guys the back. If you guys don't know or haven't seen this book, I'm going to read it for you guys. So it says, some vows are meant to be broken, but others are worth risking everything for, even your heart. Kira is desperate. She must get married and fast to access the inheritance her late grandmother left her. Otherwise, she'll find herself at the mercy of her wealthy, abusive father. With little money, even fewer options, she uses her quick wit and impulsive heart to come up with a plan. Grayson is losing hope, a convicted felon with limited capital and dwindling resources. His vow to resurrect his family's struggling vineyard seems destined to fail. That is, until a young woman enters his office with an outlandish proposal, a win-win business marriage he can't refuse. But what begins as a temporary arrangement soon threatens to become more, as vibrant, spirited Kira challenges detached, arrogant Grayson to want more from life, to want more for himself. As their wills clash and fiery passion ignites, the two realize that sometimes the past creates walls so difficult to climb and lies in deception and rarely precede a happily ever after. So let's see how this goes. So I literally have been reading, but then I've been moving nowhere just because it's been like a day or two, and I am still on page 52, chapter 4, and we have been just moving along slowly. I am hoping to read this by today, so then I'll be able to read another book tomorrow. So let's see how this goes. I have locked myself in my room and I'm gonna get down and reading. So yeah. Okay, so this book is Marriage of Convenience and Enemies to Lovers trope. So this book is cute because so far Kira and Grayson is about to get married so they can divide up the $1 million that she's gonna inherit or something like that. I think it's $1 million. And so before that, like the people where he lives, where Grayson lives, he has like a mansion kind of, and so he has workers there so they know what's going on, like the little thing that they're doing. The guy said, and may I offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your marriage, sir. The word marriage was offered with the coldest disdain I've ever heard from Walter, and that was saying something. No, Walter, you may not. Walter's lip quirked. Very well, sir. I do wish you the best, however. My mother used to say that marriage is much like wine. They both mature slowly and grow deeper and more complex with time. I turned to Walter. Walter, I think you know as well as I do that my marriage would not be allowed to mature. It's temporary for business purposes only. As you say, sir. So I'm like, oh, that hit deep because it says they both mature slowly and grow deeper and more complex with time. Love and wine. And he has a vineyard, so like it just makes sense, you know. So currently I am on chapter 7, page 85. So Kira is talking to the housekeeper, right? And the lady had said to her, I think you see people in a different light when you understand their motivations. Perhaps you think you bring out the worst in Grayson, but since you came to his life, even though it's been such a short time, he's been more alive than in the entire year he's been home. Even if that's translated into lots of fire breathing, which fire breathing is like them fighting back and forth with each other. Since they've been together, they've been just going at it with each other. I believe that's a good thing. Grayson can be arrogant due to his looks largely, but inside his hurt runs very deep. Literally, when I thought it was the end of the book, there was more drama to be revealed. So we got 60-ish more pages to go. So yeah. And I just finished Grayson's Vow by Mia Sheridan. And yes, I've been sitting here all day to finish up this book. I had to, and I'm so proud of myself that I finished. I thought there was 407 pages actually, but there was actually 396. But this book was pretty good. I think I rated like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I gotta collect my thoughts and I'll probably be back in the next clip. So I like how the book ended. I liked how like everything just wrapped up with what Kira was trying to do at the end. Plus the epilogue had a 8 years later jump. So I like that because some books only do like 2 or 3, but this one had like more than that, which was cool. And then they told us everything we had to know at the end. I forgot to tell you guys too, but I have the timer stopped at 13 hours and 18 seconds. So I basically read that book in 5 hours, I believe, if I'm counting correctly. I think that was pretty even with the last book I read. So we got 13 hours left, so, or like less than 13 hours, so let's see what happens. Hopefully I get to read like 2 more books in this, but let's see what happens because kind of read slow, kind of don't. And when I get in the mood, I get in the mood. So I'm in a different setup right now. I'm in a different setup right now. I'm in my mom's job right now, so we're gonna do this really quickly. And I brought 2 books with me to finish off this challenge. I don't know which one I'm going to pick. This one is a historical fiction. This is called Mirror Girls by Kelly McWilliams. This is twins separated at birth, reunited by a curse, and this is kind of like a status quo kind of thing, kind of book, I believe. And this is Carrie Soto's Back. This is like the continuation of kind of like Malibu Rising and all that jazz. And I started actually reading this book, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish it right now. Oops, I think, did I take this guy's off? No, I didn't. This one has like 364 pages, and this one has like about, I believe, like around 300 pages. So I think I'm gonna read this first, and then we're gonna finish it off with this book if we have time. So yeah. As you can see, I found myself a different room to sit in. I can't show you guys the time I finished it at because I'm using my phone to film, but I have 9 hours and 28 minutes left, so that means I read this book in about like 4 hours, and this was pretty good. I give it a 4 stars. It was really like nice, like the sibling bond in this, and how you see the difference in like racial segregation, I guess, like how the sisters grew up so differently from each other and stuff, and then you find out why they were separated and all that jazz. But ever since I picked it up, I wanted to read it, so I'm glad I finished the book. And I guess we're gonna be moving on to Carrie Soto's Back because we still have time to read while we're here. So yes, let's keep on reading. It's the next day after that clip, and I literally lay down the whole day and I finished reading Carrie Soto's Back. I love the book. I gave it like a 4.5 stars. I really liked it because it made you like really nervous for what was gonna happen next, and it felt like you were watching TV but you weren't. Like, and I like tennis, not like other people. They're like, oh, there was a tennis book, like I didn't know if I was gonna like it. Like, I like tennis, so like when I was reading this book I was like, oh my goodness, this is happening, you know. But if that made sense, I don't know if that made sense. But it was a good book. I liked the relationship she had with her father, and I like that at the end of the book, I don't know, it's gonna be a spoiler, I guess I'll say it, but I knew she was gonna become a coach at the end, just because she's so dedicated to the game that I was like, she has to become a coach if anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, I have like less than 5 hours left, like 4 hours and something minutes left, and honestly I don't have time to read anymore because I'm gonna be busy this weekend and I have to post this weekend. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? As you guys could see, I'm already getting ready to go out. So what I'm gonna do, I don't know. I'll let you guys know on the next clip. So I thought I was gonna read Carrie Soto's Back in like 5 hours, and I read it like 4 hours and something minutes, so it was less than 5 hours. So what I'm gonna do is, so before I did this challenge, I actually read this book called, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I'm on my Kindle right now. I'm trying to go to the front page. So I read this book, actually it's called Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders, and it says, when someone inside your house wants you dead and no one believes you. And I actually read this before this challenge, and I'm gonna count this as part of that 4 hours and whatever minutes that is left, just because, hello, let me, okay, it says it has 288 pages, and the typical read time is 5 hours and 45 minutes. And since I know I read a little bit faster than that, I'm just gonna count that. I'm gonna talk about this book real quick. I saw someone talking about this book on TikTok, and I was like, wait, I need to read this because it sounded so interesting. And let me tell you, I was like mind blown when I was reading this book. I was like, what is friggin' happening? Like, I was chilled. Like, I had that chills when I was reading this book. I was like, I do not know what's going on right now. I don't have anything to say about this book. Like, the book literally was like, I think I gave it a 4 stars too. So yeah, like, this book, if you guys want a good thriller, I do recommend this book. It was like, so, I don't know, it just got me mad when I was reading it because I was like, just believe her. But the ending was a twist, like, that you couldn't have seen coming in a way. So yeah, and that was it for the challenge, I guess, because yeah, it just makes sense, right? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to do? I read that on my Kindle because I don't have the physical copy, and yeah, here's my Kindle. You guys haven't seen it in like 20 million years since I've picked it up, literally, and I did a whole video on it. But yeah, that was literally the end of the video. I will do the challenge next time, and I will complete the 24 hours and read all the books. I wish I did read another book because I need to get through my TBR, but got no time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.